Blog Talk Radio.
In a world where the Constitution is under attack, one team of patriots stands up to fight for what's right with courage, strength, truth, and justice. Backed by popular demand and broadcasting live via the internet, this is the world-famous Rage Against the Regime, bringing you hard-hitting, exclusive interviews and covering the topics the mainstream media doesn't dare to touch. Here are your hosts, Bobby Who's the Man and Becky Williams.
Welcome back to Rage Against the Regime, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be your host tonight. Bobby has some parental things he needs to take care of tonight, so he will not be joining us. I want to send a thank you out to my late night listeners who are joining me now. I see my phone board is lighting up. Thank you guys for calling in. We're going to cover a couple of things tonight. We've got a 30-minute window, so I'm going to make this intro brief, and then we're going to give voice to the people that are calling in. We've got several things to report on that are of urgent matter tonight that you guys need to be well informed of. Listen, Muslims have taken over this country. Islam is in control. They're the head of the CIA, the head of the FBI, the head of the DHS, head of the DOJ, many other lobbyist groups, CARE, and some of the other Islamic associations have been Obama's best buddies. They're invited on a regular basis into the White House. He is giving notice to the enemy abroad that he sent our soldiers in to fight against, a heads up, giving them a play-by-play of what we will or will not be doing in their region in order to fight terrorism. It's all an illusion. Everything is an illusion. This bastard, Obama, has been very brazen in his upfront and in-your-face destruction of America, and it's time for us to roll. It is time for us to remove the espionage, remove the tyranny, remove the treason. I'm not saying let's have a revolution, but what I am suggesting is that 2 or 3 million of us surround the mall after they're back from their holiday and demand an address of the grievances and demand the removal of the mole, the sleeper cell that's in Washington, destroying America and wreaking havoc on the world. He is the most powerful person in the globe, and he's a cocky son of a bitch, and he needs to be taken down, and he needs to pay for the crimes against humanity. And since we know the global court, the UN, the Vatican, the cabal, all of them are his puppet masters, and we need to remove the problem. Hundreds of thousands of these foreign invaders are being brought in every day and deposited in every state and have been for the last 4 years that we know of daily. This is not a new occurrence. The illusion that ISIS is the only terroristic threat is simply a brainwashing and conditioning by the mainstream media and by Washington to make you think the only people that shouldn't be coming into this country are Syrians. That's simply not the case. ISIS is Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, you name the terrorist group organization, and that's 5.0. They're on steroids. The money is being pumped to them by Turkey, by us, the American taxpayers. They're being forced to pay for our own demise, to bring these foreign invaders in that have taken over our country. They're very emboldened, and we need to do something about it. We have one brave American who retaliated against the San Bernardino terrorist attack, and that was just one of many that have happened on American soil by these Islamic pigs. So he actually burned a mosque. So we have one brave patriot out of hundreds of millions who actually stood up and said no more. So I want to open up the phone lines. We've got a lot of things going on. I'm putting my head out here on a chopping block, and I appreciate the voice of others who can bring good, truthful, and factual information to the table that the American citizens need to hear. 43 different countries listen to Rage Against the Regime now, and so they are listening to see what Americans are going to do, because everything that this regime, this sleeper cell, does directly affects other countries. It's affecting the globe and what's going on. And we've got ISIS now leaving little messages in Germany saying that if you don't convert or pay the jizya, which, by the way, we're paying dearly the jizya to the Muslim pigs here in America by giving them free business. 90% of them are on welfare, and they own a $500,000 home and are bringing home $100,000 liquid money without being taxed, as we are right here in America. Our Congress is making sure that we're paying the jizya, but we're still being attacked. So in Germany, ISIS has left little messages saying the police can't save you. We're going to decapitate you if you do not convert. In Sweden, they picked up the Muslims there with explosives and chemical weapons. If you think those things aren't here, let me refresh your memory. They make bombs out of propane tanks. They stole several propane tanks in Missouri last week. Gentlemen walking through a wooded area came across some disturbed ground, called the authorities. They dug up explosives and other materials which they did not disclose to the population or, the masses. And they're buying cell phones. They detonate their bombs with cell phones. So, and this was all in the same area, also happening in Michigan and probably happening across the country. We're just not being notified about it. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and open up a phone line. We've got some patriots out there that are calling in, want their voices to be heard. So here we go. Area code 239, I'm opening up your microphone. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Rosangela.
Hey, sister,
how are you doing?
How the hell are you? I'm doing good. I'm just trying to get the truth out there. I've got a 30-minute spot tonight that I could snag, so I wanted you to call in. This is our sister and patriot who made America her home, and she is definitely an American to me. Sister, what do you have to report on tonight? What's your concern?
I'm very concerned. Here where I live, about a year ago, you could not see Muslims. There are a bunch of them now. You go to the supermarket, they are there. You go to 7-Eleven. There is one 7-Eleven that I just don't go anymore. He is just such a nasty guy. He really has a thing with women, and I just let him have it last time that I went there, and I told him to look for a goat for some fun. And
get it, girl.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that I live here for such a long time, and everybody that I know here, I don't know many people, but, I'm not the popular kind, but people that I know, families are struggling. Everybody is making do with less, learning to go through with less, and these goat humpers show up buying 7-Eleven, buying business, and they go to Walmart with those veils and they fill up their carts, and I just look at them and I just want to pounce on them, but cannot do anything by myself. I understand that there is a lot of waking up that needs to be done, but I'm so tired. It has been the worst 8 years of my life. Also very productive, learning so much. I learned a lot about American history when I was studying to become a citizen, and then with all these things about Obama, I started studying about Islam, and I really did not like, and it irritates me that so many people still look at them and consider that some of them are moderate. There is no moderate Islam. This is just taqiyya. This is just a deceitful plan. They are all here to kill us. They are envious. They are leeches. They never build They never sacrifice to make it happen. They come from a culture of death, and they are very envious. And I'm sure Obama planned with their heads that he would be the president here and open the borders for them and facilitate so that they can take everything we have, we built, we fought for. I'm running out of patience. I see these things that happen in Minnesota and propane that they bought in huge quantities in Miami also. And I keep on wondering until when people will be at home and just talking, and nothing being done. That's what makes me feel frustrated.
Pardon me. I agree with you 100%. I mean, what is it going to take? What will it take when we have an obvious usurper in the presidency that for 7 years has been destroying America? The fools out there that support him actually believe that they voted him in, that they have some control over what is happening in Washington. Foolishly, they believe this. It's all theater. We haven't voted in a president in more than 80 years. Those bastards have been seated by the Rothschilds and by the Vatican and the Crown and the UN.
Yes.
The UN was created by our very own president in 1933 out of the League of Nations, which is coincidentally also a time when the IRS took a death grip on America. So we as Americans, patriots, we're sitting around talking about, oh, yeah, I'm a 3%er. Let those bastards bring it to America and I'll annihilate them. Well, they've brought it here, and they continue to strike us. And we're doing nothing to retaliate. So it's very frustrating to me. The discussion that I just had with my godson tonight, who's 16, they're teaching them the 5 pillars of Islam. Well, why don't you teach them all 7? Because the last 2 are caliphate and jihad. The first 5 are to lead you to believe it's peaceful. The other thing that they did, he said, but wait, Mom, they're teaching us about all religions. I said, let me guess, they taught you about the Crusades when they started talking about the Christians. But they failed to tell you that the Crusades were the end result of 469 years of pillage on humanity and slaughter by the Islamic pigs that will never have enough. They want everything. They dominate everything. They come from a third world country and they own a $1 million business. How do you think they own that? They own it because they're taking your money. It's the jizya. It's a way of taxing the infidel. We are excluded from special provisions as white Americans. There are no special programs whatsoever, but they'll name every other ethnic background on the Small Business Administration. And I've asked people to look that up. Hell, that ought to piss you off right there. And now they're talking about Obama has promised in Congress, our Republican Party and our Democratic Party, has promised now more jobs to foreign invaders. What the hell? What the hell are we doing? We're sitting here and being extorted from, being attacked on our own soil. Everything's being yanked away from us, right down to our faith is being destroyed, and we're not doing anything but bitching, sister.
I don't understand this paralyzed, this frozen mindset here in the U.S. What are people waiting? You're waiting that things will get better. They will not get better. No one is coming to save us. No one is going to make things better. Things better for us. It has to be us. But it cannot be one town, 100 people or 1,000 people. It has to be the entire country. It has to be the entire country. Take over every single office. Take over by force. Have them understand once for all who they are and who are we and who works for whom. They work for us. They are there to represent us. And this fairy signing executive orders as if it's one of his gay vouchers. No. The executive order, the executive office is to execute. The office that is supposed to legislate is the Congress. But the fourth arm, the fourth branch of this is we the people. We can kick all of them out. And this is how we were structured for exactly a situation like that we are living now. But nobody does anything. Nobody do anything. The military is acting like they are all Obama boys.
They are. They're controlled by the UN. NATO has threatened a nation, and our military has bowed to that. Our military was supposed to be to protect the American people and our borders, but we have been the assassins to take over regions and remove government who is opposition to the almighty OPEC order and the UN and the Vatican and the cabal. We've got to stand up, America. Sister, I've got area code 214 open. Who am I speaking with on area code 214? Your mic is open.
Tamara McCauley Calderon.
Hey, Tamara, say hi to our sister. What can you bring to the table tonight, Tamara?
Two really important things for me, and I hope everybody else, and I'll try to make it real quick for you. Number one, you were talking about we need to do something, and we need to defund the government, basically. And the way to do that is through basically a debt strike. And what everybody does is you go in and you change your withholding to 5, which means they're not going to be taking any taxes out. And this is not something that's going to wait until April 15th to hit them. Generally, your businesses file their taxes on a quarterly basis, so within 3 months, you could basically defund the government. Something else that I think that people aren't realizing, we're worried about the ones that he's wanting to bring in. We need to worry about the ones that are here already. According to Bright, 7 days ago, we've got 1.8 million Muslim adults in this country. Now, if you figure that 10%...
That's a lie. That's a lie. We have far more than that. I've got that I've got that many in Texas. They're lying about the stats. There's over 100 million Muslims in this country.
But even at that low number, they're saying that 10% are radicalized. That's still 180,000 of them here in the country. Plus, you're bringing in 10,000. For every 10,000 you're bringing in, that's another 1,000 potentially radicalized jihads that could do anything, anywhere, because we're not tracking them.
Mm-hmm. You make a very valid point there, sister. And I have appealed to the public to file exempt for the last year and a half and to stop doing business with Muslim businesses. It's real simple. You go to your comptroller's office and you ask for a list of business owners in your area, and they will give it to you. You can do better than that. You can go through your state and pay for that list, and it's like $10. Get the damn list. Don't go to their businesses. Stop giving the bastards your money. Because
another way to help defund the government is to stop doing business with big business. Take as much as your business to small businesses as you can.
American-owned small businesses, get out of Walmart, get out of the malls, stop paying the cable company, stop doing these things, pardon me. And I don't know about you, but I'm on AT&T, and I have the privilege of paying $18 a friggin' line on a family plan that I am forced to pay for somebody's Obama phone while I'm watching videos of these pavement apes bragging about having 5 different Obama phones. It pisses me off.
The entitlement programs that we have in this country are just extreme, and it's not just for a certain race or a certain color. It's all of them.
I understand this. When I say pavement ape, I'm not talking about just the blacks. I'm talking about these people that don't do anything but beat the streets, trying to do anything but go to work and suck off this system.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
They're like
they're slaves.
Babies. We're paying for their abortion. We're paying for their food. We're paying for their school. We're paying for their daycare. And if that's not enough, we're funding wars that are killing innocent people, Christians, slaughtering Christians around the world, being forced to pay in government grants that they give out every month to specific organizations or a specific country that is not helping themselves, and they're dumping their trash in my city.
Yeah.
Well,
in my country.
You know, it's Catholic charities and this Assemblies of God charities that have brought all these kids in, or are supposed to be kids that are here. This is supposed to be charity work, but they're getting paid. They're getting paid millions of dollars to bring these people in, and then once they're here, the taxpayer has to pay again because then they get put on all of the entitlement programs.
Yes. Yes.
And it's outrageous. It's
wrong.
We've got American citizens sleeping under bridges. We've got children starving. We've got homeless vets sleeping in the bushes.
Girl, I know. It just outrages me. 937, I believe that's going to be Mary. Your line is open. Join the table with me and my sisters. Mary, is that you?
Yes, 937.
It is. Mary, please tell the folks what you have to tell them because it's very important. We've got 9 minutes left on the show. Please tell these people what you shared with me.
Okay, but you might laugh at me. I fell for what was going on Facebook that we would have no light from 17th to the 22nd of December. It came out from NASA and turned out to be a hoax, but be that as it may, let's talk about the fact that Monica Wesolowski, a battered woman who finally got away from her ex-husband, his girlfriend went to another state, had 2 court hearings without her, and got a protection order against her. She's in Virginia. The other ones, the complaints came out of Illinois. Because of the protection order, she's lost her Second Amendment rights. They took her guns away for 2 years, and she never was served or went to court. Every gun owner.
Wow. Well, they're talking about taking your guns away or your right to have a weapon or purchase if you're on a no-fly list. Well, we already know who they've deemed a terrorist. That's going to be you and I. And without due process, I just watched a congressional hearing. Without due process, Jay Johnson was ordered to show up for this congressional hearing over this very subject. He sends a flunky in who pleads the fifth and acts ignorant like Hillary and says, well, there's no due process. Show me due process.
I saw that too. There is no due process in that at all.
Exactly. So they can put us on a list, make false accusation, and take your right away to own a weapon. I had a conversation with Billy Drake yesterday over this subject, and she said, Becky, do you have your CHL? Hell no, I don't have it, and I'm not going to get it because it never said anything in the Constitution about me having a CHL in order to defend or protect my person. I will carry my weapon when I want, where the hell I want. What?
Mm-hmm. And think about all the
I'm not going to be tracked like a dog by my license plate carrying a CHL. Do I know it's lawfully on the books? Absolutely. Am I going to comply with it? They can kiss my ass.
And think of all the money you spend. Think of all the money you spend for these licenses and the classes and all. She paid all this money to do everything legal and by the book. And because someone went to another state and took away her rights, and she has lost her gun. She has to turn them in for 2 years, and she has been harassed and stalked by her ex-husband who broke her arm. Now something's going to happen to her because she has to sleep with her guns. Now she has to turn them in because of no due process.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
I think I'd be moving to another state with my guns.
Absolutely. I would take
it doesn't matter where she goes. It doesn't matter what state she goes to. It doesn't matter what state she goes to. This other woman went to another state, had 2 court hearings without this other woman. This other woman, Monica Wesolowski, was never, ever served any kind of nothing to go. This person just went to another state. That means I can go to another state and do that to you and take your gun.
Yep.
Yeah, that's tragic. 847, your mic is open. 847 area code. Who have we got? 847?
Hi, that's me. It's actually Monica. Hi.
Hey, sister, tell us real quick
Hello.
your story. We got about 3 minutes, and I apologize. I'll probably go ahead and move us up to a premium membership tomorrow. But right now I've got a limited time on Blog Talk. So, Monica, real quick, recap what Mary just shared with us on what just happened to you, sister.
Well, for me, it's from my cold, dead hands. So the minute I hand anything over, Mullen Lab, you'll have to pry them from my cold, dead hands or I'll come shooting out first. But I will definitely not hand anything over. Virginia, same thing, can kiss it. But apparently, with this order, I have no right. And this woman wants my Mother's Day. She wrote to a judge saying that she's entitled to split my Mother's Day with me, and because she's a mother, and that I'm disrupting her family and her husband and child. Now, this is the insanity. This is the son that I gave birth to that this woman has seen a couple of times. She's a barren, childless woman who's never going to have children, and she wants my child, and the only reason is to hurt me. So every other day they keep filing these motions. I showed up this morning. I was denied due process. I ran to the courthouse after having stuff. Last night, a man was pounding on my door at 10:20 at night. I had something stuck to my door. It's not legal. It was forced today. I had to run to the courthouse. I'm still denied due process. I tried to show the judge the nonsense. These people are insane. You can do almost anything you want in a courthouse as long as you're an attorney. The other party, if you're not an attorney, you have no rights. And if you have no attorney, you have no rights. I openly told the judge on the 14th in court that you are denying me my due process. And I said, how come I have a different right than all the other people? I said, if I wasn't middle class, if I was poor, maybe I'd have a shot. If I was a lawyer, I would have due process. But you're denying me due process because I don't have an attorney and I can't afford one. But I don't fit your quota of being able to be given a free attorney. I listened in that courtroom to the judge tell every poor person, you should really get an attorney. Here, let me give you some advice. We'll help you out with an attorney. I walked forward and I said, Your Honor, I don't have an attorney present. Oh, but you were well aware. Oh, no, Your Honor, I wasn't. This was set by my ex-husband. Totally different date was changed. I don't have any rights. I would like this case moved so that I can have an attorney present. I was pretty much denied. I ended up having to drop the order that I was requesting. This was against a man who was charged with a felony 6 for my child for child kidnapping. He and her kidnapped my son. They are now asking for custody, to take away my rights. Oh, and they want to put me in jail because he was arrested for felony 6. They want to now fine me and put me in jail. These are the kind of things that are going forward in the courts. It's ridiculous. You can't stop multiple attacks. Every single day it's something. They know that I cannot go to court every day. I have a life. I have work. But these kind of things that are happening, our courts are out of control. There is no due process. That's the whole point. And if anyone can come and try to take away my guns for no reason, make up a threat saying I threatened their life when I haven't even called them or contacted them. I've never had one full conversation with this woman in my life. The one that filed a no-contact order against me, which included my ex-husband in it, and now she's stating that I have no right to know where my son is when he's on visits after they kidnapped him. This kind of stuff is surreal.
Monica, we've got 30 seconds, and it's going to cut me off. I want to say, people, listen up. This can happen to you. Monica is an American citizen, and she's been denied the rights, and the child is being used as a tool by this man and this woman against Monica in a court of law, and she is not receiving due process. I want to thank you all for calling in. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. I'll post up the show. Monica, come back and talk with us later. Thank you all who participated in this round table. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7 seconds. God bless each and every one of you. This has been the Truth Stinger, and I'm out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless.
God bless you all. Bye-bye. Bye.